What's up, Warlord Squad? My name is Anime Warlord, and welcome back to the channel. Wow, 2024. What a crazy year that was. But, honestly, my 2024, there were more good things in my previous year than there were bad. But, it's still 50-50 to say the least, because with every single year, you're going to have the highest of highs and you're going to have the lowest of lows. But nonetheless, you still have to keep moving forward, never backwards. And you guys already know what it's time for. It's time for me to show you guys the top 10 items that I collected in the previous year. In regards to collecting, I collected some pretty cool shit that I'm about to show you guys. So, without any further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get started. Now, you guys already know how I start these videos off. I start off with the honorable mentions, and then we go into the countdown itself. Now, there were a whole lot more honorable mentions for this video, but I'm just like, I don't want to drag the honorable mentions too long and just basically make you guys get bored, and then you guys are just basically all like, all right, I get it! And that's the least thing that I want to do as a YouTuber, is bore you guys. I don't want to bore any of you. All right, with all that being said, let's get started with the honorable mentions. Okay, so our first two honorable mentions are two Godzilla posters. Our first Godzilla poster is Godzilla and one of the most famous Japanese paintings of all time. That is the Great Wave off of Kanagawa. And I cannot wait to put this one in frame, and I also can't wait to put the second Godzilla poster in frame. And the second Godzilla poster is the movie poster for the one and only, the best Godzilla movie of all time, Godzilla Minus One. Oh man, I am so happy that I have a Godzilla Minus One poster, because I remember I was spending a day with my mother and we were just basically doing a little bit of Christmas shopping together, and she saw me eyeballing the Godzilla Minus One poster in Five Below, and she got that for me. So big shout out to my mother for that. All right, let's keep this Godzilla train running, shall we? Well, we'll keep this Godzilla train running for as much as we can, because we all know that Godzilla and trains, biggest of rivals. Ooh, the engines on Sodor better huddle up tightly, because if Godzilla ever comes to the island of Sodor, their asses are going to the scrapyard. Anyways, moving on, the next honorable mention is Pikachu dressed as Godzilla. Would that make him God Pika, Zillachu, Pikazilla? I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think fits best for this figure in the comment section below. But I absolutely love this figure. This was given to me by one of my best friends during Christmas, and this is hands down one of my favorite Godzilla items. And Godzilla collecting is awesome, but it's also really funny. How is it funny? Because nothing about Godzilla collecting is straightforward. Everything is just a goddamn rabbit hole. And here is the last Godzilla item for the honorable mentions. This is my very first ever Godzilla Hot Wheel, and I also really love the design on this thing, and I also have to say I really love the fact that Mattel used the Heisei Godzilla for this Hot Wheel and whatnot, because as many of you guys probably know, when it comes to Godzilla, I'm a really big Heisei fan. Next up, I have a couple of OSTs. The first OST is Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAIN's Vocal Best, and yes, this is the CD that includes the intro song from Season 1, With the Wind. I've only listened to With the Wind, and I still need to listen to the rest of the songs on this album to complete it. But I'm very lucky to own this, because everybody knows who knows Yu-Gi-Oh! Instantly, like whenever something Yu-Gi-Oh! Related is selling, whether if it's the manga or merchandise, it sells like hotcakes. And lastly, for the OSTs and the honorable mentions, is the soundtrack for the OG Naruto series. And what I find criminal about the Naruto soundtrack is that some songs were never released, because my roommate told me that some songs for the Naruto OST were never released. And I do believe that there's also a second soundtrack that also includes some other original songs that were in the OG Naruto anime. Next up, I have a bootleg DVD of the 1986 anime Call Me Tonight, and this is one of the most, if not the most obscure anime out there that I can think of. How obscure is it? Well, this anime was released on VHS only in Japan, and I do believe Japan also gave us a Blu-ray release, but I don't know. I'm not entirely too sure. I'm gonna have to like double check on that. But I'm just glad to have the bootleg DVD, and it works pretty good. And the quality is just basically like VHS type quality, but don't worry, there's not like any fuzz or anything like that. But whoever made this bootleg DVD did an insanely good job at designing it, because the front of it just basically looks like the album cover, and the back just basically gives you some brief scenes that were used in the anime. And I know that says 18 plus up there, and I know what some of you guys are thinking. Is this a hentai? No, it is not a hentai, I can assure you. But sometimes when people do summaries of this anime or reviews of this anime, the more we get deeper and deeper into explaining like what the plot is, or just basically explaining the entire plot from beginning to end, it sounds a lot more like a hentai than ever before. Even the title kind of sounds like a hentai too. Call Me Tonight, because it's just basically just an anime about a phone sex operator that is just dealing with a guy that just basically turns into a tentacle monster whenever he's aroused. Yes, I know that does sound like a plot for a hentai on buttered toast, but I can assure you it is not a hentai. Honest. And before we move on, I might as well tell you guys how I discovered this anime in the first place. When YouTube was a little bit more lenient with their copyright stuff, where you could just basically upload full-length episodes of anime, full-length movies, and full-length OVAs and whatnot, I actually found this on my recommended feed. I'm like, Call Me Tonight. That sounds pretty interesting. So I watched it from start to finish, and needless to say, it is a fucking crazy ride. So if you want something that is just basically absolutely weird, as well as being really fun at the same time, I highly recommend Call Me Tonight. Next honorable mention is Power Rangers Ninja Storm for the Game Boy Advance. I absolutely love this game. I played this beat 'em up game when I was growing up as a kid, and I never completed the game when I was a child. But now that I'm an adult in his late 20s, I finally beat the game. And it's really fun. If you're a really big fan of Power Rangers, or if you're a really big fan of beat 'em ups, or just all of the above, I highly recommend that you play this game. It's really, really fun. Next honorable mention is a Sonic the Hedgehog Nerdament. This is Sonic collecting rings. And I knew good and well this was going to be a hot seller for the holidays of 2024. And I immediately had to get it, because I know people will be just basically flocking to Hallmark like flies on shit, just collecting this. Not only just basically to have a really cool Nerdament on their tree, but from the popularity of the third Sonic movie, which was awesome. I'm not going to spoil anything, by the way. But I did have a good time watching Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and I'm really looking forward to the fourth one coming out in 2027. And they also had another new console Nerdament this year. The past year, they gave us the original Xbox. When you started it up, it not only gave you that nostalgic sound that we all know and love, but it also gave us a brief theme for the very first Halo, which was absolutely amazing. And if I had to guess what's coming next in regards of their console Nerdaments, because I already predicted that they would give us the goddamn Sega Genesis, I'm predicting that this year for 2025, Hallmark is going to give us the Xbox 360. And finally, the last honorable mention before we get into the top 10 itself is my very first hentai shirt, and this is for the anime Vampire Vixen. I still have to watch it. I think I will at some point during this year or whenever. I don't know, but either way, this shirt is really, really cute, really, really sexy, and I definitely want to get more of these hentai shirts in the near future. Big shout out to Asen once again, because that is exactly where I found them. All right, guys, we officially made it to the top 10. So, what's item number 10 going to be? Well, kicking us off is this. This is Blood Money's Red, Raw, and Bleeding. Yes, that's how much it blew my mind, because you just basically saw a little POV of my head doing a goddamn fireworks show, because this album is so fucking good. I received this item for my 27th birthday, and this was given to me by none other than my good friend, the Metal Maniac. So, Metal Maniac, if you're watching this, thank you once again, man. It is just an absolute blast having this in the music collection. And I guarantee you, the next time you come over and visit your boy, we're going to do a re-listen, buddy. Next up is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shot glasses. I absolutely love these. These were a really lucky pull in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mystery box. If you guys haven't seen that unboxing yet, I highly recommend that you do. I left a link to the video down in the description box below. And I am so happy that they've officially been used, because I had a couple of friends over 2 weeks prior to the holidays, and I said to them, well, I have some nerdy shot glasses, because they wanted to play Cards Against Humanity and just do a couple of shots. And they said to me, well, what kind of nerdy shot glasses do you have? And since we both share a mutual love of anime, I just basically said, nerdy shot glasses. And as you guys remember, there are 4 shot glasses and there are 4 characters. You get Atem, you get Joey, aka Janucci, you get Seto Kaiba, and you get My Valentine. And once again, I completely forgot Mai's Japanese name, so I'm very sorry about that. And I'm so happy that these were used by passionate anime fans like yours truly, and of course my friends. They really enjoyed the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shot glasses. And we all know that it's time to duel, but when it comes to these babies, it's time to drink. All right, guys, for item number 8, we have the Godzilla Piggy Bank. And I am so happy that I'm a proud owner of this one, because my good friend, the Metal Maniac, has one. Another one of my friends has one. And now I have one for my very own. I was very lucky to find this at one of my local Disc Replays, because as I said before when I did the unboxing video at Disc Replay, you never know what you're going to find there. Either in regards of collector's items or physical media, you never know what you're going to find there. And I honestly want to do hunting videos sometime there in the near future. That's honestly one of the big plans I have for this channel in 2025 and onwards, just basically doing a whole bunch of hunting videos. When will they happen? You'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, I'm just going to do a little bit of a demo for those who haven't seen my unboxing video, but this piggy bank holds up to 42 coins, if I remember correctly. So you take one of your coins here, like for example, I have a quarter, and you put it on this little puddle of water, and Godzilla will take your money for you. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this is hands down my favorite Godzilla item in my collection. This is one of 2 favorite Godzilla items that I have in my collection so far. What's the second one, you may ask? Well, I will show you. Is that bad boy right up there. My Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla statue that I got from Kokomo Toys and Collectibles during my latest visit. I can't wait to visit there again. I also can't wait to get more Godzilla statues like that, because they really stand out in your collection and they're just so fucking cool to have. All right, guys, the next items just still blow my mind, and it still feels unreal that I have these soundtracks in my collection. Shabam. For items number 7, yes, I know they're 2 items, but deal with it. Anyways, I have the soundtracks for Season 1 of High School DxD and Season 2 of High School DxD, aka High School DxD New. Oh my god. I still can't believe that I'm holding these 2 soundtracks in my hand. Hell, I'm still flabbergasted that I own these. I cannot tell you how long I've waited to get my hands on these soundtracks. I think I've been waiting to get these soundtracks for as long as I can remember. I don't know the exact years estimated of how long I've been waiting for, but nonetheless, it's very, very, very pleasing to have these soundtracks in my collection finally. Now, all I basically need are the soundtracks for High School DxD Born and High School DxD Hero, but I will possibly find those when I go to Japan one of these days. All right, for item number 6, this is a book that every old school Yu-Gi-Oh fan needs to get in their lifetime, and it's this. Bam! This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Art of the Cards. I received this for my birthday this year from my mother, and I remember just basically giving you guys a full in-depth tour of the book. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, the link is down in the description box below. And I absolutely love this. Like, a whole lot of childhood memories came flooding back, and just seeing all of the nostalgic cards that I remember seeing in the TV show and seeing in the OG Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, it was just basically nostalgic galore. If you're a fan of old school Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to pick this up for yourself. It will blow your mind, it'll bring you back to your childhood, and so much more. I mean, seriously, y'all, like, feast your eyes on this. Feast your eyes on this wonderful, beautiful book. Is that nostalgic, or is that nostalgic? And if you're looking for a particular card that this book has, don't worry. Each individual card is listed alphabetically from A to Z, and you can find anything pretty damn easy. This is hands down one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh items. All right, guys, we are now into the final five. For the first contender in the final five, we have the complete series for Fighting Foodons. Dude, this was such a lucky find because I've been trying to track this down on Amazon. They said that it was currently unavailable because I remember putting it in one of my shopping lists and they just basically never put it back in stock. I tried to search it on eBay, couldn't find it. And so, kid you not, I go to ASIN and I was at the Discotech booth to see like what I want for anime physical media. Well, you guys already know me that I collect everything. And I just basically said, well, I haven't really found what I was looking for. And then I just basically just look over to my right, and then there it was, the complete series for Fighting Foodons. And I just basically said, are you holding that for somebody? And the guy said, nah, I'm not really holding that for somebody. I'm like, hold on, I want to purchase this. And this was one of my luckiest finds in regards to collecting anime for physical media. Because as I said before, and I'll say it again, you guys, this anime is ridiculously rare. Because if you want to find this on Amazon, good luck. If you want to find this on eBay, good luck. Or elsewhere, good luck. But maybe you'll have better luck at conventions. All right, guys, next up, this is going to be the first time I ever showcase autographs in the top 10 items that I collected in so-and-so year. So, for the next item, I have 6, yes, you heard me right, 6 autographs from my biggest childhood heroes. Here they are. All right, coming in hot at number 6, we have the one and only Matthew Lillard. He was at Fan Expo Chicago this year, and he was a really, really sweet guy. I absolutely enjoyed him, and I was in line for 5 hours. 5 hours, because that's basically all that I wanted to do for the first day of the convention, was just basically getting my chance to meet the legendary Matthew Lillard. And oh my God, those 5 hours were totally worth it. Yeah, sure, my feet were trying to give up on me, like giving me pins and needles, kind of buckling for just basically standing for too long, but I just dodged it out and just got my autograph. I am so happy that I did. And Matthew Lillard is so sweet. When he arrived, he gave every single one of us who was waiting in line to meet him high fives, myself included. And he had to go and do photo ops, but he promised everybody that when he was done with photo ops, that he was still going to sign for people. I mean, what kind of celebrity does that? They only come along once a blue moon, am I right? So anyways, long story short, I got my autograph. I did my Shaggy Rogers impression for him. I said, like, dude, it's awesome to finally meet you. And he replies, Alex, are you trying to take my job? And I just said, no, sir, I'm not. Oh, man. I hope to meet him again someday, but I do feel like meeting Matthew Lillard only happens once in a lifetime, but you never know how life plays out sometimes. All right, guys, autograph number 5 is from the one and only Peter Cullen. Wow, what another sweet guy. And when you shake the dude's hand, his handshakes are firm, legit, and strong, because you can tell when you shake the guy's hand that he really loves his fans. And I felt so lucky to meet Peter Cullen, because I remember when more and more guests were dropping for Fan Expo Chicago 2024, and I didn't really see Peter Cullen, but I did see the fact that he was going to be at a different con, and I said, well, I guess 2025 will probably be my year when I finally meet Peter Cullen in person. So I kid you not, a couple of more guests dropped I believe, one day later. And then they announced that Peter Cullen and Frank Welker were going to be there. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Thank my lucky stars. Peter Cullen and Frank Welker are going to be there? Let's go. Or in this case, let's roll out. And on the subject of Frank Welker, he is autograph number 4. And just like Peter Cullen, he's a very sweet guy, very friendly, and also his handshake is firm, strong, and legit, just like Peter Cullen's is. And I wanted to get his autograph as Soundwave, but I couldn't find any pictures anywhere. And I just basically said, you know what? Fuck it. I already got the leader of the Autobots. I might as well get the leader of the Decepticons. Am I right or am I right? And I actually did a Soundwave impression for Frank Welker, and he nearly fell out of his seat in surprise of how good it was. All right, for autograph number 3, this right here, you guys, is just basically a big old twist of fate. So, I kid you not, Fan Expo Chicago 2023, I was there with 2 of my best friends, and unfortunately, I didn't have enough money for Tara Strong. 1 year later, I see who's going to be guests at C2E2, and Tara Strong was one of those guests. And I just basically said, all right, I can finally get a chance to meet her and get an autograph. And I did. So for my autograph, I got the OG Ben 10, and she signs on here, to Alex, hugs and kisses, Tara Strong, Ben 10. And she is absolutely sweet, and I just basically told her, thank you for making my childhood awesome. And she just basically said in one of her cartoon voices, I believe she did like Harley Quinn, I'm not entirely too sure, and she goes like, you're welcome. And I'm just like, wow, you're just amazing, Tara. Thank you once again for making my childhood awesome. All right, you guys, autograph number 2 is from the one and only Eric Stewart, and autograph number 1 is from the one and only, that is upside down, my apologies, Dan Green. The fact that I have met these 2 finally, it still feels unreal to me. It still feels unreal to me because at first I thought I had to wait all the way until October to meet these 2 individuals at Collecticon, but no, once C2E2 dropped more and more guests, they were guests there, and I just basically just lost my shit, and I'm just like, oh, Dan Green and Eric Stewart. Now that right there is a great early birthday gift. Dan Green and Eric Stewart are gonna be at C2E2. And when I met these guys, I was literally crying tears of joy, and I just basically said, thank you for making my childhood awesome. No, in this case, thank you for making my childhood legendary, because I met 2 of my biggest childhood heroes that I never thought I would get a chance to meet. Meeting Dan Green and Eric Stewart was truly something special for me. Absolutely something special, because I would always get bullied mercilessly for just basically even thinking about the fact that I would meet these guys. Because I remember when me and my friends at the time would watch Yu-Gi-Oh on TV, I would just basically say, one day I'm going to meet these guys, and they would just basically laugh and just basically say, get real, Alex, you're not going to meet these guys. And I just basically said, I don't know. You know, maybe it'll happen while I'm still a kid. Maybe it'll happen when I'm a teenager. Maybe it'll happen when I'm an adult. And now that I'm an adult, I finally have met them. If I had a time machine, I would just basically just go back in time to those bullies and just basically show them the autographs and just basically say this to their faces.
What's up now, bitches?
All right, I'm only joking, because honestly, if I did do that, then I'm no good than the people out there who are just basically stroking their egos and just basically saying, hey, look at how much money I have. Hey, look at how fancy my car is. It's solid gold. And hey, look at how big my house is. Anyways, when it comes to meeting these guys and the other guys that I just mentioned, that just basically tells you to hold on tight to your dreams, because you never know what can happen in your life when you hold on to them. Just basically keep on dreaming the dream until it happens. And then you can just basically keep on dreaming, because once you have faith in your dreams, good things will happen. All right, guys, next item, we have a Hakori Hanazono figure from the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. And it's a good time that I'm showcasing this figure in the top 10 items I collected in 2024 video. That's because the first episode of the second season just dropped. I just watched it not that long ago, and it is amazing. I'm looking forward to the rest. But this is a really nice detailed figure right here, and I believe there's also a figure out there for Kadene too. So I'm looking forward to getting her as well. And since my good friend Iron Addison 04 also has the same figure, we are now officially twinning. All right, guys, for number 2, we have 3 Wooden Railway Thomas toys from the year 2022, and I already did a whole video on those as well because I'm still flabbergasted at how well these toys are detailed. I mean, seriously, like, look at that. It's just amazing. The detail is nice. I really love how you can see the glow of the firebox. That is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. As you saw, I have Henry, I have James, and finally, last but most certainly not least, I also have Gordon. And I cannot wait to collect more of these. And yes, once I collect more of these, I guarantee you guys will get a video. All right, guys, we finally made it to the final item. Numero uno. What is it? You don't know? Well, allow me to show you. Drum roll, please. All right, for item number one is this beauty right here. This is number one for the top 10 items that I collected in 2024. Is a brand new emulator. This is the all 8-bit G11 Pro. And this new emulator definitely outbeats the Pandora G-Box by a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, the Pandora G-Box was great for my very first emulator, but this one right here just basically is much more based, if you ask me. How based are we talking? Well, I'll show you guys in a little bit. Because after having the Pandora G-Box for quite a while, I just basically that it's about time that the Pandora G-Box gets
upgraded.
Alrighty, let's turn this baby on and see what she looks like. Yep, here it is, you guys. And what's unique about this emulator is every single time when you start it up, it gives you a new intro every single time. Oh, the ducks for you. Would that make the Hadouken the Hadouken? And there's Ryu right there, just basically loading everything for us. And here is our main menu. So here are all of the games. We have 59,564 games in total. We have favorite games right here. We have games for the CPC 464. We have Final Burn. You have your main games. We have Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, and the Atari Lynx. Here is the Capcom CP system. We have games for the ColecoVision. We have games for the Commodore 64, Amiga, Odyssey, the Intellivision, the MSX, the MSX2, the Vectrex, the PC Engine, the PC Engine again. This is the CD PC Engine 2, Super Graphics, TurboGrafx 16, TurboGrafx CD, Nintendo's Game & Watch, the NES itself, and this also includes some Famicom games. Here is the hacked NES games. Here is the Famicom Disk System. Here is the OG Nintendo Game Boy. Here is the SNES, and this also includes Super Famicom games. Here is the Virtual Boy, one of the few failures of Nintendo. The N64, everybody's favorite, including myself. Here is the Game Boy Color. Here's the Game Boy Advance. The Pokemon Mini. Some games for the Nintendo DS. I almost said 2DS, excuse me. The 3DO. Hey, I like how Gex the Gecko is right there. Here's Open Beats of Rage games, which include Streets of Rage games and Streets of Rage hacks and whatnot. The Atami Swave. The Sega SG-1000. The Sega Master System, the Sega Mega Drive, the Sega Genesis, Genesis Hacks. Hello, Eggman, how you doing? the Sega Game Gear, the Sega Mega Drive, the Sega 32X, the Sega Mega CD, the Sega Saturn, the Sega Dreamcast, the Sega Naomi. Here is Neo Geo CD. Here is Neo Geo. Here's your Neo Geo Pocket. Here's your Neo Geo Pocket Color. Your PlayStation games, PSP games, PSP minis, 4-player games, and that is it. And how you search for games on this device, since it doesn't have an option to search, you just basically press the X button right over here. And then boom, there's your search. And to show you how good this quality is, I am going to give you a demo, of course, of the GOAT of all fighting games, Daraku Tenchi. You guys already knew it was coming. Oops. Almost spelled it wrong. And there it is. And what's unique about this as well is my roommate did some updates to the home screen, because originally Ken Masters was actually your guide to all of the games on this device. But now, thanks to my roommate upgrading the menu, they give you some pretty damn cool demos of each individual game that is on this device. And as you saw, they gave you some demos as well before you start the game up. Yep. There it is, you guys. You see how much better quality that is? It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And how you insert credits is you just press the select button, which is right over here on your left-hand side. Yeah, look at that. So much better quality. Am I right or am I right? So beautiful. It hurts, huh? I envy you. And I know what you guys are thinking, well, how in the hell do I get back to the main menu? Well, I will show you that right now. So you basically click both of your joysticks like that, and that will basically get you your options. You can resume the game, you can restart the game, you can close your content, that's how it will get you back to the main menu. And the save states are so much better. There's nearly 1,000 save states. There's your save state, there's your load state, there's your options, there's your controller options, and of course your cheats. So how you get back to the main menu is you go to close content, you press B, and then you go back, or excuse me, then you scroll down to quit RetroArch, you press B and then you press A, because if you press A, it will freeze up the game. And then you would have to turn the device off and turn it back on and just start all that shit all over again. And there's a whole lot more base titles on this device as well. There's Akatsuki Blitzkampf. There's the 2005 version of the Hokuto no Ken fighting game. There is Pepsi Man and so much more. And some people were asking me, what's going to happen to my video game collection series now that I have this device that has a whole lot more games? Well, Honestly, you guys, since I'm basically getting more and more video games, yes, emulators count too. I think, honestly, I'm going to cancel the series.
What?
Yeah, I know, guys, it's kind of a bummer. I get it. But look on the bright side. At least there's going to be fascinating Let's Plays coming out in the near future. Am I right or am I right? So, what was your favorite item that I showcased in today's video? Let me know in the comment section below. And this just about wraps things up for today's video, you guys. If you guys like today's video, give it a like. If you guys have anything to say about today's video, give it a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell to get notified about future nerdy videos when they instantly release. And you guys already know who I am. I'm Anime Warlord. Stay nerdy, stay safe out there. Have a great day, have a great evening, whatever your time zone may be. And always remember to take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys again in the very next video. Peace out, and I look forward to seeing what I'm going to be collecting in the year 2025.